To the NFL on ESPN. It may be no shock to the Bills veterans that they sit atop the AFC East, but even they say this is not the Buffalo of old. The Bills now win with defense and a new collection of players led by the NFL's leading sacker, Bryce Paup. Joe, it's a terrific unit, but tonight it will meet the ultimate challenge.
Oh, Mike, especially this time of year. I mean, the 49ers own December. A league-best 33-8 record since '85, I ought to tell you that. And now with Steve Young healthy, San Francisco is ready to roll. Tonight, Jerry Rice and company have a decided advantage over a youthful Buffalo secondary. If they're not sound and sure in their tackling, the Niners are going to run away with this one, Mark.
Joe, a guy that can take a lot of pressure off the Buffalo secondary is the man in our spotlight tonight. All-pro defensive end Bruce Smith. I'll break down his impact on the 49er passing game and bring you video reports throughout the night. Mike?
All right, thank you, Mark. Marv Levy and George Seifert, their respective conferences' winningest coaches of the decade. And once again, currently first in their respective divisions. The last time these two teams met, for the first time in NFL history, no one had to punt. They had over 1,000 yards of total offense, which is still fourth best ever in the NFL, and the Bills won it by 3 on a Thurman Thomas touchdown run. Steve Christie will kick off, and Dexter Carter, who had fumble problems with the Jets before he came back to the San Francisco 49ers, waits at the goal line. From the 2. Across the 25 to the 26. Steve Young, the two-time MVP, came back last week after a 5-game absence to get a win, 226 yards and 3 touchdowns. The incomparable Jerry Rice now closing in on the all-time reception mark, the only major record he doesn't already own. And the acquisition of Kirk Strafford has proven to be invaluable. He starts at right guard tonight, his 4th different starting spot on the line this year. Lavelle near the 30-yard line. For Buffalo on defense, Bruce Smith already has 89 tackles this year, and his 5.5 sacks give him 121.5 for his career, number 5 all time. Bryce Paup may be the NFL's best defensive player. 105 tackles, a league-leading 15 sacks. And rookie Marlon Kerner gets his 4th start at the corner and faces the biggest challenge of his brief career, covering Jerry Rice. Chris Thomas, number 89, in as the 3rd wide receiver for San Francisco. Draw play, Lavelle. Jones won't let him go, brings him down at the line of scrimmage.
Buffalo's taken an interesting approach in the beginning here, Mike. They decided instead of with their base 3-4, 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers, Wade Phillips has decided to start 5 defensive backs. So really, they're attacking San Francisco with a nickel and allowing them to really have to work underneath. They're just not going to get beat deep.
Ken Irvin, 27, Greg Evans, 41, come in for Wade Phillips' defense. Young to throw for the first time. There comes Bruce Smith. Got rid of it. Lavelle will have the first down and a lot more. To the Buffalo 40-yard line. A gain of 31.
There's a case where what happens, guys are blocking for you, okay? Now all of a sudden, he looks like he's in trouble, so they let him go. You'll see what Smith does. He goes right around Steve Wallace. He just beats him. Now, he doesn't wrap Young up. He just dumps it off to Lavelle. The defense has already seen it collapse, so they've tried to help out. Now, this is just a case of somebody not staying home. Lavelle gets in the open field, and it's a big game.
Even when you have him, he hurts you. Lavelle drives the pile forward for about 4 yards.
The biggest thing when you play the San Francisco 49ers is yards after the catch. They are terrific at taking a 3-yard completion and turning it into a 30-yard gain, just like we saw.
They'll go with 2 tight ends on this play as Popson comes in and Adam Walker, the fullback, comes out. 2nd and 7 after Lavelle gained 3. Lavelle in the flat. Inside the 30, very close to another first down. And Joe, He has been a wonderful receiver. Ricky Watters, great runner and everything, but Lavelle has done his job catching the ball.
I think they searched in the beginning of the year to find a way for Derek Lavelle to get the football, whether it be running or catching the ball. You see the 59 receptions he has and the 476 yards only equates to 8.1 yards, but he always gives Steve Young a place to go. You know, they talked about the one thing they thought that they would miss more than anything with Ricky Watters' departure was his pass receiving and his playmaking ability. Now you stick into J.J. Stokes to get the ball down the field, and you let Lavelle handle the ball behind the line of scrimmage. They've taken two guys to replace one.
About 4 weeks into the season, Derek Lavelle, I think, had heard his last question about being the starting running back. He said, hey, get used to it. I'm in.
I'm here. There's the numbers now. This is to this time, just receiving. 51 receptions for Water after 12 games, 59 for Lavelle. Both of them had 2 TDs.
Ricky Irvins checks in as the running back to give Lavelle a breather. Young with a short pass. J.J. Stokes, the rookie. Near the 26-yard line, Phil Hansen dropped back from the defensive end spot to get him. John Taylor not playing tonight. It has been a very down year for him, but it is giving Stokes, who had to develop better practice habits, to get a chance to play with this team. They take practice very seriously out here.
And it took him almost 10 weeks to learn that. Just the last couple weeks he's come in, and finally is starting in place of John tonight.
Taylor with a hip pointer. 2nd and 7. Pressure on Young. Rolls away from him. Wide open Jones. Brent Jones to the 5. Young's mobility is such a tremendous asset.
One of the things Bruce Smith told me last night, he said, I can't afford to go inside because I'm coming from Steve Young's side where he can see me. There's a case where he goes inside, Young just slides on out, and he really just runs away from Bryce Pop. You've got 2 great sackers that just can't get to Young because he's moving away. See, Bruce Smith has got to be careful because Steve Young can see him coming out from the center.
1st and goal, 49ers. Walker and Lavelle, the running back. Play action Young. Right to the 1 and ducked under what would have been a couple of vicious hits. Smith and Kern.
So many different ways to attack it. They run a little play action here now, try and get the defense floating, bring Jerry Rice down underneath. Now the footing is going to be a question. You'll see Jerry try and cut, but he doesn't. The tide was out at 3 o'clock today. I'll give everybody a tide report. As the tide comes in, this field will get more and more sloppy because we are below sea level, and it does become an effective factor for 49ers staying at home.
Opening drive of the game for San Francisco. Walker. Touchdown. Goes 5 for 5 on the drive, and Walker pounds it in from a yard out.
I want you to notice as Adam Walker runs, he runs sort of straight up, keeping his feet underneath him so he doesn't slip. See how high he is? He just keeps his feet going and winds up in the end zone. Best thing to do with Bruce Smith, don't try and run away from him. He can catch you, run at him.
And the 49ers have to use a timeout on the extra point attempt.
Not a good decision. You can afford to take a 5-yard penalty here.
We've got a timeout on the field. San Francisco scores on the opening drive.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Honda, who offers an impressive family of cars, sport utility vehicles, and minivans. By EA Sports, makers of Madden NFL 96. If it's in the game, it's in the game. And by Mailboxes, etc. It's not what we do, it's how we do it.
49ers score on the opening drive, and now they will go for the extra point, and the person with their 3rd place kicker of the year, Jeff Wilkins. You would think with all the success this team has had over the years, he would have been able to solve the kicking problem. Hopefully Wilkins will be the answer for 7-0 San Francisco. The opening drive capped by the first rushing touchdown of the season for Adam Walker. Francisco scores on its opening drive, and the last thing the Buffalo Bills want tonight is to get into a track meet, into a shootout.
Well, for a couple of reasons. First of all, remember when Phillips broke his leg in the Atlanta game? Jim Kelly hurt his arm, and it's been bothering him ever since. And he doesn't want to have to throw a lot. I think also the Bills have to be careful that they don't want to panic. Just because San Francisco scored, don't get out of your normal game plan. Try and run Thurman. Try and work the field just like you normally would.
Tyndale and Holmes await the kick. And it's Derek Holmes from the 4. A little bit of a seam and across to 25. Jim Kelly has stepped it up after a slow start. He's approaching his 8th 3,000-yard season. Bill Brooks has been a savior for the passing game. He scored 10 of the team's last 15 touchdowns. And Reuben Brown was not only the team's #1 draft choice, but also only the 5th rookie ever to start the season under Marv Levy. And the crowd into it on defense already. Play action by Kelly. Sideline incomplete, intended for Armour. Ricky Jackson having a big year with 7.5 sacks, which moves him up to #4 on the all-time list. Ken Norton Jr., who plays with such great speed, the team's #1 tackler, poised to go over the century mark. And Pro Bowler Merton Hank settled in at free safety, 5 interceptions. That's only 1 off the league lead. Kelly, diving attempt. Was it a catch? No, hit the ground. And Joe, I think on that pass, you could see that Jim Kelly's shoulder is hurting him. That didn't have a lot on it.
Well, the first one was high and outside. This one here looks like he's trying to muscle it home. What they're trying to do, though, is I think very good. Bring Thurman Thomas out of the backfield. Let the wide receivers match up. Great effort by Thurman, but can't make the play.
3rd and 10. The Bills do not want to go 3 and out on the opening possession. Four-man rush. Kelly with plenty of time over the middle. It's knocked down, intended for Copeland, but it was knocked away by Eric Davis, who was right there.
Eric Davis is like the guy that never gets any respect. All he does is go out and play hard. Got his first interception last week, also turned out being a touchdown for him. But you'll notice he uses his left inside arm to knock the ball away. It's called the long arm. That's where the ball is coming from. It's the closest to the ball, so he can make the play on it.
Chris Moore will punt to Dexter Carter. He waits inside his 30. So the Bills throw 3 incomplete passes, and they've stopped the play.
Prior to the snap, false start, 59 offense, 5 yards, repeat 4th down.
Ron Blum, our referee tonight, and that will cost them 59 yards as Rogers is the starting outside linebacker. Moves on special teams, cost them 5, so it's 4th and 15. Nice to have Marv Levy back. Missed 3 games after surgery for prostate cancer. Carter signals for a catch. Makes it at the 34-yard line. 44-yard punt and no return. Bruce Smith and his mates will have to go back to work. Seven 0 San Francisco. Tonight, the MetLife Blimps Snoopy 2 cruising the skies over San Francisco. The blimp contains 70,000 cubic feet of helium. Measures almost 50 yards in length from nose to tail. That's a big Snoopy. San Francisco with its 2nd possession. Lavelle on the delay. Finds running room across the 40. Finally tackled by Cornelius Bennett.
It's going to be important for Cornelius Bennett and Monty Brown, number 96, the inside linebackers, to make a lot of plays today. I think the ends have to come up outside to contain Steve Young, and the inside backers are going to have to play off the linemen and make plays. Maybe 3 or 4 yards down the field, but let San Francisco get 3 or 4 yards. Don't let them get 30 and 40.
Walker comes out and Dexter Carter comes in. He'll go out as a wide receiver. With the jump flags down everywhere.
Prior to the snap, false start, 74 offense, 5 yards, repeat second down.
Steve Wallace, the left tackle, got the early jump.
Bruce Smith is going to give Steve Wallace just a little jerk. Watch it. A little bit of movement. See that twitch? Steve Wallace moves. Neil Smith, also in Kansas City, is very good at that. Remember, as long as he doesn't cross into the neutral zone and draw the offense off, he can do anything he wants on his side of the ball.
Play action by Young. Over the middle, Jones couldn't hold it. May have been tipped, but it looked like it got right through to his face mask. Monty Brown on the cover.
Steve Wallace is just back from an injury, so, hey, if he wants to go inside Bruce Smith, Jesse Sapolo will come over there and help him. Young's allowed to throw it down the middle. Monty Brown almost picks it off. Those are the plays you got to make. Now, that should have been an interception. If you're going to win this game against the world champions, you have to make plays like that.
3rd and 9. Young bought a lot of time, and this one's incomplete. Again, Jones the intended target.
Steve Young wanted to go quick to his right. Either the receiver didn't look or he didn't have a clear throwing lane, so he had to flush out to the left and wound up getting the ball batted in the air. Good job by Buffalo's defense.
Tommy Thompson, who thought he would be a graduate student in medical chemistry. Instead, the punter for the San Francisco 49ers. Back returning punt. Slips on the turf, gets up and dives to the 20. The best pregame show in the NFL can be seen on Saturday and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. sharp with Chris Berman and the gang on NFL Game Day. Then at 7, all the highlights of all the games on prime time. And at 8 p.m. Eastern, Sunday Night NFL. Brett Favre and the Packers against the Buccaneers.
Something I think we ought to keep an eye on tonight, Mike, are the wide receivers and defensive backs and return men of the Buffalo Bills. As I mentioned, this field gets a little slick, and it'll be important that they don't run out of control.
Bills with their second possession. Thomas in the slot as a wide receiver. Kelly under pressure, throws complete to Brooks. And Brooks will have about 5 yards before he is swarmed under. Bill Brooks was cut at the start of the year. He took more than $1 million pay cut. Wouldn't you like to be in that position?
Boy, he did. I mean, he's done a terrific job. But Jim Kelly just continues to labor. He's always had somewhat of a laborious type of delivery. But, see, he's throwing with his shoulder, not with his arm. I mean, it's hard for him to get the motion through.
2nd and 4. Thurman hitting the backfield. Ken Norton just fired through from his middle linebacker slot.
You've got a very big offensive line against a very quick defensive front 7. Norton just finds the hole. And Kent Hull never gets off the block to help out, so he runs right through. And Thurman, who was 7 yards deep, couldn't get to the line.
3rd and 5. Kelly goes to the shotgun. Flags are down. Kelly throws over the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Copeland. Now we'll check the penalty. It looked like San Francisco jumped. Let's see if they were drawn off.
Jim Kelly using every tool in his bag. That was a hard count, even though he's in the shotgun.
Offside, 97 defense, 5 yards, repeat 3rd down.
Ryan Young, just a little antsy.
Remember, it was 3rd and 5. This should be about a foot short of a first down.
Now, this is where the size of Buffalo's offensive line should be an advantage to them in 3rd and short situations. Put Carwell Gardner up front, Derek Holmes in the back with Thurman Thomas, and let them find a crease. Thomas bangs in there, and the mark would indicate a first down.
just across the 30. This is the best run defense in the NFL. 64 yards a game, less than 3 yards a carry.
2.9 yards a carry. Buffalo wants to stay in their rhythm, so they come out in a no huddle with nobody in the backfield.
Kelly over the middle again. Short. Plummer makes the tackle on Thurman Thomas. It'll be a gain of about 5.
That's the good matchup that Buffalo has. Get Thurman Thomas on a linebacker. No matter who it is, you have a decided advantage in Buffalo's favor. You try and work with your wide receivers who really don't have speed against the defensive backs. Advantage goes to San Francisco.
And Plummer, never really known as a cover guy, is a great run stopper. Second and 5. Thurman spun off a tackle and dives forward near the 40-yard line. That was all Thurman Thomas. He didn't have anywhere to run. Ken Norton eventually made the stop. And Thurman is going to come out of the ball game.
San Francisco likes to coordinate their defensive line and their linebackers. The job of the defensive line is to occupy people and allow the linebackers to make plays. That's exactly what you see up front by Bryant Young and Dana Stubblefield.
Another third and short. Derek Holmes, the tailback. Kelly, boot one. And Jim Kelly puts his head down and got the first down.
You gotta love him. You just gotta love him. This guy is gutsy. He's tough. We saw Dan Marino do it today. Jim Kelly, another part of that class of '83, doing whatever it takes. And I'll guarantee you this was not a call. This was Jim Kelly deciding he was going to make a play.
That's a great decision. It's a big play. Keeps the drive alive. Holmes goes to a slot. Comes the blitz against Kelly. Throws to Brooks. And he is wrapped up in a hurry by Merton Hanks, who was just having another sensational season at free safety.
They talk about Ken Norton Jr. possibly as Defensive Player of the Year. I think that Merton Hanks has got to be a guy that everybody has to consider as well.
He's not a natural safety or anything, is he?
No, I mean, he's 37 games at corner, and you see the numbers when he moved to safety. His production just went up incredible.
2nd and 6 for the Bills. Kelly throws complete right at the sticks to Copeland. He's brought down by Marquez Hope, who was picked on a lot early in the year.
And you're going to, they got the first down here just barely. But what I liked is you finally have a receiver who knows exactly how far to get. How many times have we seen through the course of this year people come up a yard short? Good job by Copeland knowing what he needed.
The Bills, without speed outside, have to be efficient in their passing game. Holmes getting some decent blocking up front. Finally stopped by Bryant Young.
Pete Carroll, the defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers, is going to have to get his safeties involved and his linebackers involved in going after Kelly. Because the Buffalo Bills aren't fast outside, let their corners cover him and put pressure on Kelly. You can't let him stand back there. He'll pick you apart.
And having been with the Jets as a coach for so many years, he's exceptionally familiar with Buffalo. Kelly under pressure, falling as he throws. Thomas makes the catch again right at the 6. Little different role for Thurman Thomas now.
Everybody talk about Thurman's not this and Thurman's not that. Thurman is finally healthy. He had a pulled thigh muscle, and there he gets out of the backfield again. You're talking about the best matchup. That's Tim McDonald, the strong safety out to cover. I'd like my odds with Thurman against a strong safety or a linebacker.
Every time. They'll bring the chains in to measure for the first down. 2:27 to go first period.
My first win of the year, Mike. He's made it. I think he's made it. By 4 inches. I feel like a great question.
It's been a long time between getting him right, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. I do.
Have to bring the chains in all the way across the field.
Buffalo has a certain way that they play in a game, and they haven't changed it just because they're up against the 49ers. I like that. 4 inches, like I said. Yep. But it was 4 inches. It's 4 inches short. The streak is alive.
Yes, it is. It's another 3rd and 1 for the Bills. Thurman Thomas doesn't look like he is going to get his 7th straight 1,000-yard season. Came into this game with 668. Derek Holmes is in there right now with Carwell Gardner as a blocking back, as the #1 defense in the NFL waits for another 3rd and 1.
Buffalo doing exactly what they want with their offense. They're making sure that San Francisco's offense is sitting on the sidelines and really playing a very sound control game using the short passing game.
3rd and inches. Kelly calling the play at the line. He wants to throw for it. Has the first down.
Steve Tasker. How's that for a combination? 3rd and short. Jim Kelly runs a little waggle to the left and hits Steve Tasker.
The perennial man to go to the Pro Bowl as a special teamer this year because of injuries has had to become a wide receiver and a kick returner. He's done them all beautiful.
And you can't execute short plays unless you get good protection up front. John Fina does a terrific job of holding his own out there.
Thurman back in at running back. He'll get the carry. Nice ball. Thurman Thomas with a great cut. Hanks takes him out at the 10.
Wait until you see the move that he put on Tim McDonald coming up to try and force. McDonald and Thomas are running at a head-on collision. Thurman puts his left blinker on, and off he goes. Ken Norton thinks he knows where Thomas is going to go. He takes a hard inside and winds up getting run down. And Thurman Thomas is through the hole. And there's Tim McDonald to come up and try and make the play, and he loses his footing.
Derek Holmes comes in, 13th play of the drive coming. Kelly under pressure and throws it away. This team inside the 20 this year has been absolutely horrid. Jim Kelly has completed just 32% of his passes, and he's been sacked 3 times.
I think a lot of that has to do with the moving on of Pete Metzelaars. Lonnie Johnson, only in his 2nd year at tight end, was really where they got the production down in the red area, was out of their tight ends.
And the absence of Andre Reed. And this situation, the 30th ranked offense inside the 20 against the #1 defense. Thurman crossed him up with a running play, and Thomas gets to the 5-yard line. Third down. So it will be 3rd down for Buffalo, trying to tie this one up here in the 1st quarter.
I think your best bet again is Thurman Thomas on somebody.
But an impressive drive for Jim Kelly and company. Throws incomplete. Tried to hit Brooks, but Davis was right there. And here comes the field goal team, and a big hand from the 49er faithful.
A lot of teams like to run the stop fades down here, which means they start up the field and then stop at the flag. There's a case where Jim throws it, but you can see Billy Brooks is flat on his back because he just can't get a feeling for the turf.
Christie for a 23-yard field goal. The Bills get on the scoreboard with 28 seconds to go, 1st quarter. They're down 7-3.
Goes inside on Steve Wallace, who's coming off the rotator cuff injury to the right arm. Almost gets the pressure on Steve Young. And then, how about this? Watch him use the technique with the hands. When Wallace goes to punch out, he knocks him down and goes around and puts pressure on Young. We'll come back with some numbers. Mike?
All right, Mark, thanks very much. A great matchup. Wallace coming off that shoulder injury, as you said, he can finally afford to be aggressive, and you know Bruce Smith always is.
I think on that last play we saw too, Mike, that Bruce Smith eased up a little bit. I think the hit he put on Boomer Esiason when he has a free shot at the quarterback is affecting him.
Dexter Carter taken up front by Jamal Willis. Willis sneaks through a seam and across the 40. Let's go back to Mark Malone.
All right, thanks, Mike. Interesting, when you look at the numbers of Bruce Smith, it's very interesting because they're not doubling him very much. 2 of 12 plays. That's because it's the West Coast offense, so he's going to get a lot of one-on-one shots against Steve Wallace. He's got 1 quarterback pressure and 1 quarterback hit, and I expect him to continue to be a factor in the passing game. Mike?
All right, thanks, Mark. 49ers take over outside of their 40-yard line. 3-count park looks awful, an awful lot like Candlestick, doesn't it? Lavelle, the single setback. Lavelle, excellent runner after the catch. He's always aware of where the defense is. And that is going to be the last play of the first period here from San Francisco, where the 49ers lead the Bills 7-3.
McDonald's presents the breakaway of the day.
For the 12th time in 13 meetings, the Chiefs broke away from the Raiders. Brian Washington does go all the way. 74-yard interception to Vince Evans put the Chiefs way in front. They held on to beat the Raiders 29-23 and win the AFC West. Michael?
All right, Boomer, our congratulations go out to the Chiefs and Marcus Allen in his twice annual revenge game against the Raiders.
He loves that game. Al Davis hates that game.
2nd and 2 from midfield for the 49ers. Young changing the play. Lavelle stopped right at the marker for a first down. Take a look at the numbers in the first quarter as the 49ers have a 7-3 lead.
See, Mike, the one that's important to me is the yak category. Now, people think that's what I do for a living, but it's actually yards after catch. You'll notice the Bills have absolutely no yards after the catch, and the 49ers, in their typical fashion, have 67.
Leaves it to us to come up with yak, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, it's nice to have a category dedicated to you.
They'll bring the sticks out to measure at the line of scrimmage.
I think it's about 2 feet short. All right. 1 for 1. Give it to me?
No.
Tried.
Steve Wallace out of the ball game right now. Scrappert moves over to left tackle as Cipolla moves to guard.
This is where you really have to be careful because play action fake here can open up a big play for the 49ers.
Tight formation with Rice on the wing, and Young will sneak for it. Bennett pulls him back, but the forward momentum should give him the first down, and Bryce Pop with a late steal of the football.
Well, there are really 2 great players right there. Jerry Rice realized he didn't hear the whistle, was going to run the play down. Bryce Pop, keep on going because he didn't think he heard the whistle. And you got 2 guys who understand how to play this game. Jerry Rice been quiet so far.
Yes, he has. You know that won't last.
Yeah.
1 catch, couple of yards. Rice in motion. And Brent Jones. Snap was on 2. Brent was gone on 1.
Brent Jones in motion.
False start, 84 offense, 5 yards, repeat first down.
Steve Wallace, we understand, has gone to the bench because of a coaching decision and not a re-injured shoulder. And they have really had to scramble along the offensive line in San Francisco. That was one of the problems when they had that down streak. Same as last year when they had offensive line injuries, just when they were beaten a couple of times in the middle of the season. 1st and 15. So the invaluable Scrappert moving around again. Lavelle pounds brings it ahead down near the Buffalo 46. The Bills coaches last night said, you've got to try to take away the pass and dare them to beat you with the run.
Well, what Marv wants to do and Wade Phillips, the defensive coordinator, wants to do is they don't want to be fooled by the play-action passing. They realize that their play-action comes off of a running game, but their running game's never really threatened anybody. Rod Milstead, number 69, does a nice job of kicking out Bruce Smith. Hey, if Bruce wants to come up the field, they'll run the guards over and kick him out.
2nd and 8. 4-man rush. Young over the middle, incomplete, knocked away from Brent Jones, and it was Marlo Perry with great coverage.
And that's part of the philosophy of the Buffalo Bills. That was a 15-yard pass downfield. Normally, you wouldn't see the Buffalo Bill linebackers that deep. But the Bills have committed him downfield. Young has time to make the throw. But Marlo Perry manages to get his hand in and knock it away.
Started 8 games this year. Out of Jackson State, was a Butkus nominee in college. Young has only hit one of his last 4 after going 5 for 5 on the opening drive. Stands in the pocket, throws underneath. Thomas diving toward the sticks. He won't get there.
I think they got to go for it, though. I think George Seifert will decide to go. I mean, if you punt it to pick up 23 yards, you've got to believe that your defense is the best in football. You just go for it without hesitation.
No sign of a punter or a field goal kicker on 4th and a yard. And Buffalo will send in its short yardage defense. On 4th down, San Francisco 5th in the league. The Bills in the middle of the pack stopping it.
I believe this ball gets to Jerry Rice somehow.
Looking for him and has it. Rice. Nice call, partner.
You know, I mean, he's been absent too much. You can't not get the ball to Jerry Rice and expect your offense to be efficient. He lines up in the slot. It's a little sprint out to the left, to the side. Of course, Steve Young being a lefty. Jerry pushes it up. I mean, it's tough for the Bills in 3rd and short to commit a linebacker over on his nose to try and knock him off a little bit. Should be a gimme.
Gain of 12 as Rodgers ran him out of bounds. 1st and 10 at the Bills' 26. Young under pressure, goes down back at the 32. Just pulled it down at the last moment as he was ready to unload.
Yeah, but Thomas Smith is the reason why. Jerry Rice is going to run a crossing pattern. We've seen this many times. Watch Thomas Smith. He doesn't bite on this one. He goes back to take it away and forces Young to pull it down. Watch the corner go back. See him? He sees Jerry Rice coming right there. That's where the two of them are going to stop. Right there, he does an excellent job of holding off. They wanted to get the ball to Jerry. Good defense by the Bills.
A great recognition by Steve Young and the decision not to throw the pass. Draw Lavelle. Ducks under a tackle inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line.
San Francisco on offense now will devise a pass where at least one of their receivers will go beyond the 1st down marker, which will be a 12-yard pass. You'll probably get somebody outside. Mark Trestman, if he doesn't get the 1st down, he's going to want some kind of a completion to a back so that at least they're in better position to kick the field goal.
3rd and 10. Young under pressure, throws, complete, knocked loose. 49ers got it back. Good hustle downfield by Bart Oates.
Henry Jones, number 20, is going to cover Brent Jones one-on-one. It's part of the master plan of Wade Phillips. Number 20 has got him. He's going to come in and make the hit. They called it a catch. Good hustle by Big Bart Oates.
Good tackling by Buffalo. They knew was critical in this game. Trying to lay back, let the passes be completed, and then make the tackle. This would be Wilkins' longest field goal of the year. It was 46. And it hit the crossbar. Wilkins, who hadn't missed since joining the 49ers misses from 46 by a foot.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by True Value. No matter what you need, help is just around the corner. By Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And by Cadillac and your Cadillac dealer, creating a higher standard.
After the missed field goal, the Buffalo Bills still down by 4, but they take over at their own 31-yard line. And 46 yards was a half yard too long. Bryce Popp, who has not been in on much of the action tonight, play action by Kelly. Goes short to Lonnie Johnson, and Johnson dives out to the 40. Let's go back to the field and see just how close this was.
This is going to be from our goalpost cam. He hits it, and it's hooking. It's hooking. Watch the nose of the ball. Doink! Right on the crossbar. Look at Wade Cook. Yes! Yes!
2nd and 6 for Kelly and the Bills. Had good protection tonight. Throws short and complete. And we're getting the first slight rain of the night.
And the field is slick as it is. Like I said, the tide was out at 3 o'clock. It's due in at 10 tonight out here on the West Coast. And the field is just going to get more and more moist.
First down, Kelly has used the control passing game beautifully. Kept the clock running and kept the 49er offense off the field. Thurman Thomas to midfield and a little more.
Michael, I just really think the 49ers are going to have to change a little bit of what they're doing defensively. They cannot sit back in the zone and rush 4 with the size of that offensive line the Buffalo Bills have. They're going to have to commit more people to going after Kelly and take their chances with their 3 corners on the field.
Corbin Lucina, number 68, is in right guard for Jerry Ostrowski. Blitz, and Kelly goes down. Was that aggressive enough for you?
That's what you have to do. I mean, it just, you know how you see a game move. Heck, if I'm sitting up here in a booth like Pete Carroll, I can see that the defense is getting eaten up by 10 or 12-yard passes. There he comes. There comes Norton. Here comes Plummer. Plummer's going to fire and actually make the hit. He comes around. See, they just do a twist. That was the end and the linebacker that time. Reuben Brown, their rookie guard, is a heck of a football player, but he's just got lesson number 1 in picking up twists.
3rd and 15. This is the position Jim Kelly did not want to be in. Throws incomplete and paid for it. Nailed just as he got rid of it. Ken Norton was coming hard.
See, Jim wants to try and pick up the first down, so he holds the ball a little bit longer, allowing his receivers to get down the field. That also allows San Francisco's defensive backs to react to the holes that have been created.
Moore to punt to Carter. Looking up at the rain. That's a problem catching punts and kickoffs. You have to look right up into it.
Nah.
You old punt returner, you. Carter says get away from it and takes a bounce directly sideways out of bounds to the 25. There is a marker down after a 33-yard punt. And it will go against the 49ers.
Receivers during the return or during the kick, 10 yards from the dead ball spot. First down, timeout.
That's Steve Israel, a backup defensive back, called for the hold. Buffalo down by 4. Buffalo Bills, and when Marv Levy was out after his prostate surgery, for the first time since he has owned the team, he gave the team a pep talk. He said, I've never asked you to win one for anybody, but if you win one for anybody, it ought to be Marv Levy, and they did.
That's right, and the players really appreciated Mr. Wilson coming in and talking to him.
And Marv Levy, the kind of guy anybody in this league would want to play for. Young short step, Bryce Popp that is 16 sacks on the year.
And you know what they do is Bryce Paup usually lines up on the other side, the left side. Now what they've done is they put him over in Young's face on the right side. A little bit of a switch up, a little bit of a personnel adjustment. There he is right there. He's just going to fire inside and get in Steve Young's way. Say you can't drop your head. That was Kirk Strafford. You can't drop your head if you're pass blocking.
The club record 19 set by Bruce Smith is in jeopardy from Bryce Paup. Young again wanted to throw quickly and couldn't, and here he goes. Steve Young taken down at the 20 by Marlo Perry.
Every time Bruce Smith decides he wants to take an inside rush, Steve Young can see it right away. Here, Bruce Smith is going to go inside, so Steve Young just is going to come around on the outside of him. Bruce goes inside, Steve goes outside. He tries to take, there it is. See, the thing is for a left-handed quarterback, you're actually in his vision right away. It's not the blind side of a quarterback.
3rd and 6. Young again under pressure, this time from Smith. Then Paup comes in, the ball is loose.
Buffalo's got it. Buffalo has got it.
The Bills with the football, Smith and Paup combined.
Unless they call it a sack. Nope. They're saying that he was throwing the ball forward. You cannot block Bryce Paup with the back. He just takes Derek Lavelle and shoves him back, comes around, makes the play. Young's, well, you know, as long as his hand's coming forward. If it hadn't been knocked out of his hands, you probably could have said, no, it was a fumble. But the fact that it was knocked out of his hand and his arm was going forward makes it an incomplete pass.
Tasker awaits Thompson's punt. Tasker from the 42. Across midfield into San Francisco territory. A 9-yard return after a punt of 37. Excellent field position for Buffalo. Sites anywhere in the country, the Golden Gate Bridge here in San Francisco. Such a beautiful city and such beautifully distinctive landmarks.
Great restaurants, too.
You're always eating in the promos. You're always talking about restaurants. What is it?
Time and capitalism.
Kelly to throw on first down over the middle, incomplete. Brooks couldn't get it. McDonald was right there.
Jim Kelly continues to throw the ball under 10 yards. And I think unless he's got to try a shot down the field just to loosen this 49er defense up a little bit. Just to let him know he's going to try and take a shot.
Admired Jim Kelly so much. He's been throwing less than 1 day a week in practice for 3 weeks, but you're not going to get him out of a game. Thurman Thomas burrows his way inside the 45. Thurman Thomas's productivity has fallen off dramatically, and it's a major concern for Thurman and for the Buffalo Bills. 3 years in a row over 4.8, then under 4, 3.7, 3.8. This year 3.4. The league average always right around 4. Kelly with the out pattern, incomplete, intended for Tasker.
Michael, I think that is directly related to the offense of the Buffalo Bills. The Bills used to get ahead of people and allow Thurman to run a lot. I would be really interested to see what his fourth quarter average is, because I don't think he's changed that much. He had 668 yards coming in. Now he's splitting time with Derek Holmes, who has 533. So the position is productive. It's just that he has to share it now.
More to punt on 4th and 5. Beautiful high, lazy kick, and the Bills trying to get down under it and can't. The 49ers will take over at the 20-yard line after a punt of 44 yards and no return. 5:06 to go in the second quarter. A reunion of sorts here for the 49ers this weekend. There's Bill Walsh in the center of your picture. Barry Bonds snuck in on the guest list.
A wannabe.
The 1946 49ers are the guests.
What a wonderfully innovative coach Bill Walsh has been. His legacy continues in this league, and even grows.
System lives on. Lavelle shakes an arm tackle and got it out to the 25-yard line.
Mike, I think this is a series where the San Francisco 49ers have got to get Jerry Rice involved more in the offense. He came up with the big third down reception to keep a drive going. But I think for George Seifert and his ball club, they've got to get him involved. He's got to have some production here.
Only 2 catches for 14 yards on the night. Second and 5. Young tries to dump it over the middle, but throws it at the feet of his receiver. World Championship Boxing returns to ESPN Friday night at 9. A pair of former champions look to regain their crown. James Toney hooks up with Greg Everett for the WBU light heavyweight belt. And Michael, second to none, takes on John Scully for the NABO super middleweight title.
Of course, Steve Young coming back from that sore arm. He feels great. He said that time off really made him want to get back on the field.
And down goes Young, planted by Bruce Smith. He was drilled.
I'll tell you something. Ted Popson, number 85, is trying to block Bruce Smith, and he just gets run over. I mean, you know, you're having a tough time with your tackles. Number 85 has got to try and block Bruce Smith. He just takes and throws him aside, and Popson just is like he's not there. Young has no choice. Smith comes right in.
Buffalo has done a whale of a job on defense tonight. Thompson to kick to Tasker with under 4 minutes to go in the half. Nice high floater. Tasker, fair catch. There's the flag down back at the line of scrimmage. 39-yard punt. Buffalo came in with a defensive plan, and it has been working. And this is an illegal man downfield for the 49ers. Let's see what the Bills will choose to do. Marv Levy says it was tough at home watching games on television because he had absolutely no control over anything.
But he also said that he appreciated what the fans went through.
88 on the kicking team was illegally downfield prior to the kick. Penalties decline. First down.
Jim Kelly just has not wanted to put the ball down the field. He hasn't had to. See his passes, they're all below 15 yards. 4 for 5 to the left. You see it right in the middle. And that's just barely over 15 yards. We're not talking about 20 or 30 yards. You know what I really appreciate about him? He knows what he has, and he's not trying to do anything more with it. He's letting the players do what they do and throwing the ball where he feels like he can get it down the field. What a champion he is.
Ostrowski is back in at right guard for the Bills. Thurman lost his footing as he got across the 40. He'll gain about 2. Covered by Ricky Jackson. And Thurman upset that he couldn't remain upright. Kelly straight back. Throws underneath to midfield, about a yard shy of a first down, complete to the rookie Tony Klein out of Stanford.
Reuben Brown, their #1 draft pick at left guard, doing a terrific job. Number 79. He's just going to build a wall, and Jim's going to feel real comfortable right there. Good job. Nice hand, good quickness. Everybody talks about him like going to be a future Pro Bowler, and I don't think it's going to be too far in the future.
And won't Kelly stand in the pocket? Play action. Kelly under pressure. Over Tasker. Tip Davis for the interception. What a bizarre play that was.
footing. That one, that deep, they ought to, like, give credit to the field for defensive plays. There ought to be a category when San Francisco sends out their statistics. The field happens. Jim tries to get it down the field to Tasker. And Jim gets buried. Absolutely buried. But look, Tasker just can't quite get to it. I mean, he's slipping and sliding all over.
And Eric Davis gets his second interception in as many weeks. 49ers with 2:38 to go in the half. Young knocked away by Henry Jones, intended for Rice. You can't say enough about Wade Phillips playing on defense tonight.
You know what he's doing? What he's doing, he said, all right, look, you want to go to, I'm going to double cup Jerry Rice. I'm going to double cover Jerry Rice. And I'm going to make you go someplace else. Now, Jerry looks like he's going to be open. He runs the hook, but Henry Jones is right in front of him, just gets over and gets his hands out. They've got Jerry covered from underneath and on top.
And the Buffalo defense is the unit that has carried this point this year. They want the screen. Bryce Pop with an interception. There's a flag down on the play. Bryce Pop just hung around, made the pick. So he has to sack it an interception tonight.
And they're going to call holding on the 49er offense.
Has Bryce Pop been a brilliant free agent acquisition?
Penalties decline. First down, Buffalo.
Marlo Perry was coming at Steve Young.
Marlo Perry comes flying in. Young reads it. Pop drops off and makes the interception right at the line. Watch number 95. He's rushing. All right, drops back. Does an excellent job of reading Steve Young.
See if the Bills can take advantage with 2:28 to go in the half. Thurman wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Dennis Brown with the ankle tackle. Young man in the best shape of his career this year.
San Francisco on defense says, all right, the offense is struggling. We just have to take it up a notch. The way it's been all year for him.
Kelly looking to get a play off before the 2-minute warning, and now Thurman Thomas points it out to him, and they'll just let the 2-minute warning come and get the timeout. Buffalo, a prohibitive underdog tonight, bidding to take the lead. Interception in the 16th sack of the season tonight, typical of what both defenses have done this evening. They have gotten after the offensive units in sharp contrast to what happened the last time these teams met when they racked up over 1,000 yards in total offense and nobody punted. Tonight, it's been the aggressive one winning.
Good job by Buffalo's offensive line, and a great job by their defense tonight.
Got 7 Pro Bowlers on defense out there right now. Kelly through the hands and a dive. Is it a catch? It is! Armour on the tip. Through the hands of Lonnie Johnson, and Justin Armour, the rookie, gets the touchdown. Holy cow.
It's amazing what happens if you keep on hustling, Mike. Jason Armour continues to run down the field after it bounces off of Lonnie Johnson's hands, and Merton Hanks and the 49ers are all walking around looking at one another like, what is happening?
What a catch by Armour.
George Seifert never seems to change his facial expressions, but I'd give anything for what's going on inside of his head.
Steve Christie for the point after.
Jim Kelly decides he wants to go down the field, and he wants to get to his tight end. This is a good throw. Nice tight spiral. Goes right off of Lonnie Johnson. He's got the completion. What a wonderful job by Jason Armour. Now, does it hit the ground? No, he gets his forearm underneath it. Justin Armour, excuse me, not Jason. Apologize.
Tremendous concentration. His second touchdown of his rookie year. And this place is stunned.
Ronnie Johnson had a real good shot at making the completion.
Sure did. 10-7 Bills. And the AFC could use a shot in the arm over a NFC powerhouse, couldn't it?
Yeah. Well, we've heard the 49ers talk about this is a team that responds to adversity. They've dealt with it, and they've dealt with it. They've put themselves in an adverse situation right now, being down to the Bills.
And we'll see how they respond. Still time for the offense left. 1:53 to go. Really, you can't blame anybody for that touchdown. Just hustle on Armour's part. But it sure took the crowd out of it.
Not very agile. It has to hold.
Dexter Carter, the deep man. From the 9. Carter with the seam to the 35. Let's go to Mark Malone.
Thanks, Mike. Bruce Smith in our spotlight, and the Buffalo Bills continue to throw a myriad of schemes at the 49ers. If you go outside, if Steve Young goes outside, then they move Smith and Hanson inside and push up the middle. That forces Young outside into the linebackers, Cornelius Bennett and Pop. Take a look here. Little wiggle outside on Jesse Sapulu, and then the big swim move back inside. And I'll tell you what, they continue to get after Steve Young. Mike?
Pop and Smith have been there a lot, Mark, and it's been a very uncomfortable situation for Young. 4-man rush. Has some protection this time. Underneath to Lavelle, and Lavelle dives out to the 44. That'll be about a yard shy of a first down, and they're trying to hustle up with the clock running.
49ers have 2 timeouts left. Remember, they used one in the extra point situation on the first touchdown.
Again, underneath to Lavelle, and he's up to midfield. Has the first down.
Probably won't start to use timeouts till they get inside around 40 seconds.
Again, over the middle. Jones, about 7. Clock continues to run. We approach a minute. Bennett with the last tackle.
Figure a prevent zone, prevent defense covers the outside receiver, so you want to keep working the middle.
Young with a deeper drop this time into the flat. Lavelle, first down and out of bounds to the 37. Very efficient use of the clock. Let's go to Mark Malone. Mark?
Yeah, I think, Mike, during this timeout, let's take a look at Bruce Smith's numbers so far. Told you he's been effective. 2 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, 1 quarterback pressure, and he's lined up inside now 5 times. That seems to be effective for the Bills. I continue to expect them to mix it up to try to get Bruce Smith one-on-one with any offensive lineman. Mike?
All right, Mark, talked to him last night. He says even with Bryce Pop's success on the other side, he still gets double teamed. That's the respect you have to have for Bruce Smith. Trying to get him one-on-one tonight. Young double pump, goes in the flat. Jones will get out of bounds after another short gain. Kurt Schulz, who was questionable tonight with an injury, a bad thigh bruise, makes the tackle.
San Francisco is really running their base offense. I mean, this is what they've done through the course of the first half, except Buffalo has changed their defensive philosophy a little bit. What they've done now is they've gone more to playing back and not giving up the big play. Of course, Bruce Smith coming out ought to relieve a little pressure off of Steve Young.
42 seconds to go in the half. Young underneath again, another short gain down to the 30. That's going to be about 3 yards shy. Ball came loose. Still no signal, and now they'll stop the clock. Going to rule the ball was down, and the 49ers get a timeout.
Take a look, see if he is actually down. Young goes back. Good job by the Bills defense. Ted Washington, big number 92, pushing up the middle.
Oh, that came out from Adam Walker.
Not certain. But I'll tell you one thing, though, Mike. In a 2-minute situation, officials are a bit quicker with their whistles. Now, that's something you have to realize. When they see a guy going down, they're more inclined to blow the whistle just a little bit quicker because that's the way the pace of the game works.
Coming up at halftime, the fastest 3 minutes in television with Chris Berman. All the highlights of the day. Brian Cox with an outburst in the postgame as Miami wins a huge game for them and around the NBA and the NHL. Did you catch Dan Marino's comeback in the fourth quarter today? Vintage brilliance.
Yeah, but you know something? There was some lousy coaching. I mean, June Jones went for 2 points instead of an extra point when they could have put him up by 12. I mean, not good, solid decisions in that game.
Third down. Young trying to keep the drive going. Spins out of a tackle, then is buried. Back at the 32. There's a flag down, and it's in the secondary. Jeff Coat was in on the sack.
That probably is going to mean that Marlo Kerner is going to get himself a holding penalty.
Illegal contact. That will be a first down for San Francisco.
Marlon Kerner.
Illegal hands to the face. 46 defense. 5 yards. First down.
The rookie out of Ohio State.
Big break for the 49ers, Chris. Steve Young was sacked on that one.
They have had withering pressure on Steve Young tonight. First and 10, 30 seconds left. Young, another short get. Brent Jones wide open to the 8. First and goal.
Young uses his last timeout, and it's a good decision. You got 22 seconds. You're going to have at least 2 good shots into the end zone, and this is where the 49ers are so proficient at not coming away with threes but touchdowns. Brent Jones and Jay Novacek, 2 best receiving tight ends in football. Off to the right of your screen, Steve Young just continues to work into a void. A lot of teams want to play that umbrella in the 2-minute situation. So why not work the backs and the tight ends? Of course, Brent Jones just terrific at finding a hole.
.22 seconds to go in the half. Wade Phillips, who has done an exceptional job tonight. Jones down to the 2. Now they've got to hurry to stop the clock.
He'll have to spike it. He has no timeout.
Got everybody set and killed it with 6 seconds to go. That's the danger of using the middle of the field in that situation. And they're not even going to bother with taking a shot at the end zone. Here comes the field goal team. A little surprised with 6 seconds left. They don't take another crack.
The way they operate down around the goal line, I probably would have given them one more shot. But this is just a good job of tackling by Buffalo's defense. Brent Jones works. Nice job by Henry Jones and help inside. Monty Brown coming from the inside. Henry Jones from the outside.
Wilkins, who missed from 46, has this one from 20 and knocks it through. So the 49ers have tied it up with only 2 seconds to go in the first half. Prime Monday tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Mike Tirico and company preview the battle between the Bears and the Lions. We'll have all the news from around the league and go backstage with Detroit Lion wide receiver Herman Moore. All that and much, much more tomorrow night, Prime Monday. 2 seconds left in the half, and Joe, I would have to say that the Buffalo Bills will go to the locker room very pleased with the game plan. They draw it up on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely. I think Wade Phillips has done a terrific job. I think Jim Kelly has called an excellent game. As for the 49ers, I think they have to be terribly disappointed in the job that their offense has done, and I would expect their defense to get a lot more aggressive, try and take the ball out of Kelly's hands a little bit quicker. Because you know the Bills aren't going to be able to run. The Bills have almost conceded that. And if they're going to go into that K gun, the guy that they've got to get to is Jim Kelly. It worked one time, but one time only. They tried it. And what a terrific job Jim has done. As the rain starts to come down a little bit harder now.
And that's not going to do this field any good at all, as slippery as it has already been. Squib kick should kill the clock at the end of the half if they choose to do that, and they do. A line drive that will reach the end zone. Clock won't start until it's touched, so the Bills will get a play from the 20. The hardest squib kick I ever saw.
Yeah. Actually, you know, it's a good one because if you don't kick it hard enough, you leave it up a little bit closer, and you never know what happens. 49ers put a nice scoring drive together on that one, Mike. 10 plays, 62 yards. Took almost the entire time that was allotted, minute 51. Good job of tackling, though, by Buffalo down around the goal line.
What they said was critical to defending San Francisco, and we know what the 49ers do after the catch. They haven't been able to get many yards after the catch tonight. At the end of the first half, our score, 10-10. Now let's join Chris Berman for the Acura halftime report. $1,000 was made to the Miami Project to cure paralysis, making the NFL's total commitment to the Spinal Injury Research Center more than $500,000. NFL Charities was formed so that the NFL clubs could collectively make grants to worthy national causes. Since 1973, NFL Charities has made grant commitments of more than $17 million. Derek Holmes returning the kickoff here in the second half. The Bills will go on offense and take a look at the numbers from the first half. Look at the yards after catch, 88-1.
And, you know, I really think that the San Francisco 49ers took the Buffalo Bills lightly in the first half. I think it was purely overlooking the fact that these people are and have been to the Super Bowl and still have a nucleus of champions.
And the Bills with 3 sacks of Steve Young in the first half. Thurman Thomas, the single setback. Thurman gets the carry, planted as he got to the 36, gains about 3.
If the 49ers, Mike, want to slow down the Buffalo Bills, they're going to have to change what they've done on defense.
And Thurman is down. 10 carries for 40 yards tonight. He really took a hit on that last play. Had missed a couple with a hamstring.
Number 54, Lee Woodall, playing off the block. Phil Brooks just comes in and levels him. And normally when they work on an area like that, it's usually a cramp, which is a good sign when you're talking about an injury. But look at the list, Michael.
They have really had a tough time. They lost Jeff Burris to IR, Mark Maddox, an inside linebacker, to IR, and all the other stars, primarily Andre Reed has missed 7 with a severe hamstring. Thomas, as we said, missed a couple with a hamstring. Kurt Scholl's, tied for the NFL lead in interceptions, has missed 2. So they have lost a lot of man hours, and even Marv Levy was gone for 3 weeks.
And they did. Andre Reed did work out a little bit this week, but Marv wants Andre to get at least a good full week of solid practice when he's healthy before he comes back and plays.
Means so much to their passing game. 2nd and 7. Derek Holmes will come in for Thurman Thomas. Holmes on the draw. And the 49ers swarm to the ball, led by Ken Norton.
That's a good job of Ken Norton coming up the field so that Lee Woodall can also pursue from behind. Derek Holmes really has nowhere to go. Now look at Norton's pursuit angle. It's outside. See how he's outside, and coming from the left part of your screen was Lee Woodall, the tackling from behind.
Working on a 100-tackle season. He had 3 of them in Dallas. 3rd and 8. Comes the blitz. They got to Kelly just as he threw. Loose ball picked off. Intercepted by Pope. Marquez Pope, I think, thought about the lateral and then held on. And that was the pass rush on Jim Kelly that did it.
That is just Jim Kelly trying to hang in the pocket and make a play. When that ball left his hand, it had interception written all over it. Looked like a punt falling down in the middle.
Lee Woodall was the man who applied the pressure.
Kelly's basically yelling at his offensive lineman. Watch number 54 come from the right of your screen. He just runs over Derek Holmes. Derek's got to do a better job for Jim on that. He's got to sell his body out right in the middle, because these 49ers, when they decide to come at you, they're going to get there in a hurry.
The last 3 throws for Kelly, 2 interceptions and a touchdown. Lavelle. Bryce Pop hit him at the line of scrimmage. He dragged him a couple of yards. Pop called one-dimensional when he played in Green Bay. So what does he do? He's over 100 tackles. He has 16 sacks. He may be the defensive player of the year.
But, you know, I figured out what that one dimension was. Great.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all he was in Green Bay, was great. It's that one dimension.
Brought a new dimension to this defense. Lavelle couldn't hold it. Cornelius Bennett was right there. It was not comfortable for Steve Young in the first half.
They went after him. He got hit 3 times. They had 2 pressures, got sacked 3 times, had the 1 batted ball, and then had the interception.
3rd and 8 now for the 49ers, who have squandered some good field position tonight. Those guys have helped them squander. Incomplete. Young was trying to get it out to J.J. Stokes. We haven't called his name tonight.
Well, what a terrific job Bruce Smith did. He makes the spin move inside and flashes across Steve Young's face. Young can, you know, we got to remember he's a lefty, so he sees Smith coming out of his peripheral vision. He comes in hard on Scrapper. Look at that. Now he wishes right across, right there. I mean, you can see it. If the guy's coming from your side, you see it and you feel it.
Wilkins to punt to Tasker. Pretty kick. Tasker backpedals to the 11. Has some room on the outside. Wilkins to beat. And Wilkins got him out of bounds. Excuse me, Tommy Thompson. The punter saved the touchdown. 46-yard punt, 44-yard return.
This is what Tasker, this is why he goes to the Pro Bowl as a special teamer. Does a terrible job of pursuit, but watch the job Tommy Thompson does. Doesn't make a commit, just decides he's going to run him out of bounds. 10-10, we'll be back.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Intel. Look for the Intel Inside Pentium processor symbol to get the best performance for all your PC software. By officially licensed NFL apparel from Lee Sport, the brand for fans like you. And by Isuzu, makers of incredible four-wheel drives.
The Bills with great field position, courtesy of Steve Tasker's 44-yard punt return. And that pass went right through the hands of Tony Klein.
Jim Kelly just trying to lay it up over the middle.
And the Buffalo Bills you have come to know over the years. Tasker, Kelly, Bruce Smith. This is Holmes trying to get outside and tripped up. Nice defensive play by Dennis Brown, who just got a piece of an ankle.
You cannot do that against the San Francisco 49ers. They have too much speed, both in the defensive line and at the linebacker position, and their safety support very quickly.
Sherman still being worked on, and it still looks like a cramp. 3rd and 9 for Kelly. Pressure. tipped up in the air and incomplete. That ball was really thrown into a crowd as Kelly was being crunched again by Bryant Young and Lee Woodall.
And Kelly, you know, Jim's upset, but the fact is there's only 5 offensive linemen blocking. If they're going to send the tight end out and the 49ers are going to bring 6, he's going to get a lot more heat than he got in the first half. Pete Carroll, the defensive coordinator of the 49ers, has made a good adjustment to help his team out.
Moore trying to pin San Francisco deep. Straight up in the air. And it takes a nice bounce for the Bills near the 5-yard line. Nice punt by Moore, 38 yards and no return. Pictures from the MetLife blimp Snoopy 2 teamed up with us tonight to provide an aerial view of San Francisco. MetLife blimp does not require a home base. It's constantly on the road, logging over 60,000 miles a year, just like us.
Just this week.
Yes, this week we've gotten 60,000.
Started in New Orleans, zipped on out to Arizona. Here we are in San Francisco.
And the 49ers, who have been stymied on offense, have to start from their own 6. Jerry Rice has been unnaturally silent. In the flat, a gain of only a couple as Bryce Pop got out there in a hurry to cover Popson, or Sam Rogers got out to cover Popson.
Steve Young continuing to throw underneath. See what his pass chart looks like. Look at this. This is classic 49er underneath. That's where it goes.
Looks almost exactly like Jim Kelly's pass chart. Young with a pump fake. Throws short again. There's the flag down. Lavelle dives out to the 10-yard line. We'll check the marker. Bruce Smith indicating it's against the 49ers. They might decline this. It would bring up 3rd and about 6.
I would not. I really wouldn't. Given the 49ers 3rd and 6 is an opportunity for them to have 2 play, or just give them 1 play to make the first down. I'd take them back and make them go 2nd and 11.
Illegal shift. 2 men moving on offense. Man in motion and the wide man, number 80, moving up to the line of scrimmage. 5 yards. Repeat 2nd down.
Bruce Smith using all the tricks in the book. See that little nudge of his? He's trying to get Scrafford to move, but Ken Scrafford does a good job of staying right where he is, Kirk Scrafford.
They do take the penalty, put them back just inside the 5.
I think it's the right move. You know, you give him 3rd and 6. Got too many receivers to go to.
The Buffalo's made every right decision on defense tonight. Young from the end zone, in trouble. Throws it away. An offensive lineman's nightmare trying to pass block in the end zone. If you hold, you save it.
The 49ers do not like on offense for Steve Young to hold the ball more than 2.5 seconds. All night, he's been forced to hold the ball a lot longer. Goes back, he looks to his right, has nothing, comes out, now he's forced to throw it out of bounds.
Boy, has Kirk Scrafford done a nice job coming in for Steve Wallace at the left tackle spot. We were told that was a coaching decision. Scrafford, who started his 4th spot right guard, moved to left tackle. He's handled Bruce Smith. 3rd and long for Young, intended for Rice. Tried to make the circus catch. Darby and Turner were right there. Matt Darby, who lost his starting job to Kurt Schulz, comes up with a big play there.
They try and get Jerry Rice involved. A little quick post and go. Ball's a little underthrown. You expect and hope Jerry to make the play. Probably would have had a Jerry Rice magnificent catch. But Matt Darby does a nice job of just hitting him.
Consider the implications of a loss by San Francisco tonight. A win would get them within a game from Dallas for home field advantage. And they have the tiebreaker after the Cowboys lost today. Tasker from the 46 to the 31-yard line. A beautiful 15-yard return after he brought the last one back for 44. Matt Darby made it go. That would beat a football team, wouldn't it? Derek Holmes at tailback for Buffalo as they start from the 31. Kelly back to Holmes in the screen. Beautifully executed play. And Holmes to the 16.
Nice job of the big guys out front being patient and getting up the field. Little misdirection. Let the 49ers come and chase Jim. Slides it over. Good initial block at the line. That's John Fina, number 70. Up front, throws on Eric Davis.
The diagnosis on Thurman Thomas is cramps. And the Bills driving to take the lead. Armour on the end around. He wants to throw back to Kelly, who fell out. Now they're pulling it all out of the playbook.
He was, Justin Armour was highly recruited out of Colorado as a quarterback. Now, one thing you have to understand, he's allowed to throw it back to Jim Kelly as long as Jim is in the shotgun. If he lines up under the center, he is an ineligible receiver. But because he's in the shotgun, it works. Does a nice job of, and Jim just loses his footing.
Boy, Lee Woodall was drooling. He would have had a great shot at Kelly. Holmes on the draw. Derek Holmes to the 1. And the Bills are really fired up.
That is why Derek and Thurman Thomas's numbers are down. Because Derek Holmes is running so hard when he gets the ball. 533 yards coming into this game. Watch him just turn it upfield, north and south. Bounces off of one, bounces off of another. Billy Brooks, number 80, just creates a shield for him.
First and goal. Holmes. Ball's loose. 49ers have it. Woodall. Lee Woodall, touchdown. It looked like Gary Plummer knocked it loose.
What happened? Down around the goal line, you get the defensive line down, you get your jumpers, and they're the linebackers coming in. Gary Plummer with a huge play. Number 50, he's going to come in and smash right there. Watch this jump. He just leaped right in. Bang! Oh. Ouch!
And Woodall goes 96 yards. What a turnaround. The Bills would have led 17-10. Instead, with the extra point, the 49ers will lead 17-10. That is a team record fumble return for Lee Woodall.
And there is not a person in this stadium that is sitting down.
San Francisco takes the lead 17-10. Plummer with the huge hit, and Lee Woodall, the college safety at Westchester, gets the touchdown. Francisco as Derek Holmes fumbled going into the end zone after a terrific shot from Gary Plummer, and it turns into a 96-yard fumble return. Woodall just outran everybody.
It's so ironic. Gary Plummer gives Lee Woodall such a hard time and says he played at a school with 8-man football and they played girls' colleges. What a tandem they were that play.
And this one will go out of bounds. Let's check in with Mark Malone. Mark?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Bruce Smith in our spotlight, and the great pass rushers always have more than one move, and Bruce Smith has used a bunch of them already in the third quarter. How about the spin move after giving Scrafford some problems outside? Then he baits Young and Scrafford by sticking his head inside, forces Young out, then puts the hit on him. And then how about this right here? Against the pull of the guard, shorter man, he uses the pull swim move and gets his helmet again on Steve Young. So far, 2 sacks for Bruce Smith, 5 quarterback hits, and 2 pressures. And those plays I showed you guys so far just in the third quarter. Mike?
Mark, we have been so fortunate in the last few years to be able to watch Bruce Smith and Reggie White play defensive end in the National Football League. After the kick goes out of bounds, Buffalo will get it at its own 40-yard line. But they've got to show some resilience now after that stunner.
Well, Buffalo has moved the football. They've made plays that one that went against them. They can't get upset and worry about it.
Play action by Kelly. Under pressure again, throws incomplete. It was intended for Lonnie Johnson, but he was double covered.
San Francisco's defense has spent a lot of time on the field. And remember, one of the reasons why Buffalo likes to use that K-gun, the hurry-up offense, is number one, to stop substitutions by defense, but number two, to try and wear them down. And Pete Carroll's played against this offense enough to know exactly that.
Jim Kelly, 11 of 24, 96 yards. Home, trying to get outside, no chance. Marquez Pope came flying up from the corner to help out on the pursuit.
Marquez Pope, the sort of scapegoat early in the season for this defense. Everybody said, well, you know, he's a safety. He should be a safety. He's not playing corner. And I'll be honest with you, I was one of the people that said that.
Sure.
But he has come along and just got better and better. And the reason why this defense has gotten better.
3rd and 6 for Buffalo. Flag is down. They're going to whistle the play dead. The pass complete to Lonnie Johnson, but they'll bring it back.
Sorry, the snap. Ball start, 70 offense. 5 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
So instead of a first down, they lose 5 yards.
Mike, this is where San Francisco has so much depth. Tim Harris is now in the game. He has 2 sacks, has been playing sparingly after the suspension that he had, but he still is able to make plays.
Third and 11 after the penalty. Ricky Jackson with the pressure. Kelly still looking, throws incomplete. Great coverage on Armour by Eric Davis. Just nowhere to go with the football. This is some defense.
This is a good job. They just rushed 3 this time and dropped 8 back. But take a look how long Jim Kelly holds the ball. Up at the upper left screen, you see him. I mean, almost 6.5 seconds before he gets it off. What a terrific job by the secondary of the 49ers.
Punt to Carter. High floater that Carter can't get up to, and it takes a San Francisco bounce. The best pregame show in the NFL can be seen on Saturday and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. sharp with Chris Berman and the gang on NFL Game Day. Then at 7, all the highlights of all the games on prime time. And at 8 p.m. Eastern, Sunday Night NFL. Brett Favre and the Packers against the Buccaneers.
27 of the kicking team was out of bounds, came back in first to touch the ball.
Upper right-hand part of your screen. Now he gets pushed out, but see, he has to make a quicker attempt to get back in field. Now, I think he got back as quick as it did, but the officials doing a good job of making sure that everybody abides by the rules that are made.
Bruce Smith knows he and his teammates takes a long haul now as San Francisco takes over on the 34. Lavelle. Not much, but he got about 4 out of it.
Well, that's the thing you're going to get out of Derek Lavelle. He's not going to try and run out of anything. He doesn't like to run out of bounds. He will turn the ball up, and that's what he tries to do. Ricky Waters loves to bounce it outside, and I think this is where Ricky did such a great job. 718 yards rushing. Of course, this is a comparison after 12 games. Lavelle, 200 yards less. But the total TDs, Lavelle had 9. Ricky only had 6 last year. He did a terrific job in Philadelphia.
Lavelle stuffed at the line of scrimmage that time. Nice tackle by Carl Wilson, the 6-year man out of LSU. Buffalo after a disheartening season last year, 7-9. A lot of people said that was the end of the era. They have shown us that we were all wrong.
Well, Bruce Smith said that he had been crying to the ball club, not crying, but trying to beg the ball club to get some defensive help, get some defensive help. They did. They brought in a new coordinator and somebody like Bryce Pop.
Young with time to Rice. Only the third catch of the night for Jerry Rice.
I think you can directly relate the success that the 49er offense has had by the amount of time that Jerry Rice has got his hands on the ball. If he doesn't get his hands on the ball, this offense is not as efficient. Watch his eyes. He looks out to his left, holds the defense. Now he comes back over and makes the throw. That's the advantage of knowing where everybody is on the field. You don't have to look at it to make the throw in their direction. You know they'll be there.
Dexter Carter is in opposite Rice as a wide receiver. Young goes to Lavelle, and Lavelle is wrapped up by Cornelius Bennett as he got into Buffalo territory at the 47-yard line.
J.J. Stokes, taking the place of John Taylor tonight, has caught one ball early in the game, and that was about it. You know, because Stokes has come on, John Taylor was going to retire, and now he's changed his mind. He said he's thinking about coming back.
Lavelle on the delay, knife hole up the middle, breaks the tackle. Derek Lavelle down to the 32-yard line. That's what he does best, break tackle. He says, that's my strength, and I will never run out of bounds.
I mean, he hits the hole quick and gets it upfield. Take advantage of Buffalo's aggressiveness. Jim Jeffcoat, of course, came over, longtime Cowboy, coming up the field. He just gets into the secondary and makes the move.
Lavelle with 120 yards tonight, total offense, 50 rushing, 70 receiving. That's another carry, dives forward to the 30. Sam Rogers, number 59, in on the tackle. When you look at the San Francisco 49ers, you still think offense. But George Seifert knows that it's been defense that has pushed this engine this year.
And so do the offensive guys. So do Steve Young and Jerry Rice. They know how important this defense has been this year.
2nd and 8. The defense hoping the offense can give it a boost here. Play action by Young and Bruce Smith right there. And Bruce had a free shot at a quarterback, and that shows the guy's humanity. He could have taken Steve Young out for the season.
Not only that, it shows the discipline of a great player. This is a fake toss to the right. They don't block Bruce specifically because he's supposed to be fooled and the tight end's supposed to be open in the flat. Well, the tight end is open in the flat. The only thing is Bruce wasn't fooled. Just comes in and takes Steve Young down.
Been a great player for 11 years, ever since he came into the league out of Virginia Tech. 4 sacks for the Bills defense tonight. They have been wicked against passes. Young overthrows Jones, who was wide open in the middle. There is a flag down at the 35. And it will go against San Francisco. They'll decline it and bring up a 4th down.
Illegal formation. No eligible number on the end of the line. Penalties decline.
I think that has a little bit to do with J.J. Stokes. I'm not certain it was him, but you get a rookie out there for the first time, and with the amount of moving that the 49ers do, quite often he won't be quite close enough or won't be quite far enough back. We've seen that a couple times tonight with double movement or illegal formation.
With the wet conditions, they don't even consider a 54-yard field goal. Instead, Thompson will punt to Brooks, who's back in place of Tasker. Sky high. Brooks lets it go. The ball goes into the end zone, and Brooks was run over, which is fine because he didn't signal for the fair catch and wasn't going for the ball. Back in a moment.
We do a lot of work with the Children's Hospital National Medical Center in Washington, D.C., and I'm thankful because my daughter had open heart surgery there, Amy. She's 22 today, and she had it at 3.
First and 10, Buffalo. Kelly with excellent time. Throws, intercepted, and then dropped. Merton Hanks had it right in his hands. Would have been his 6th pick of the year to tie for the NFL lead.
And there's a case where Jim tried to throw the ball 14, 15 yards downfield. Merton Hanks just reads it and breaks on it. He just doesn't have the gun anymore. I mean, whether it's age or the ball getting heavy or his short arm, but that ball comes up way short.
Kelly tonight, 11 out of 26, 96 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Draw play to Holmes. And Holmes takes another whack as he got to the 26.
We saw what happened on that punt, Mike, where Brooks got bowled over, and Steve Tasker wasn't back there, but he certainly did plead his case to the official on the sidelines. Now, this went on during the commercial. This is going on during the commercial. If that ball's into the air, he has a right to catch it. He's not done yet. It has Bruce DeHaven, the special teams coach, to come in and try and stop it.
Kelly under pressure. Knocked loose. And Derek Holmes with a great hustle play to recover it.
Eric Davis causes Jim Kelly to bring this down.
Tim Harris knocked it loose.
Eric Davis comes off the corner right in Kelly's face. He wants to make the throw. Now he's got to pull it down. Tim Harris coming from behind knocks the ball loose. And Derek Holmes, with good hustle, saves it from Nina Turner.
Moore stands at the goal line to kick it away. Dexter Carter waits at his own 45. And Carter nailed. That'll be interference. Boy, and won't Tasker be livid about this one?
No, not at all. This was just stone cold obvious.
Well, he'll say if you call this one, you got to call the other one.
This could be, another penalty has been thrown as well, away from the ball.
Damon Thomas was the man who hit Dexter Carter. Leveled him.
The best way to describe that is running into the receiver. Now, Tasker says, listen, they did it to us.
That's what I mean.
But you don't call it.
Well, he knows that was a legitimate call. I didn't mean to imply that it wasn't. But what he's saying is, how come you didn't call it back there?
Exactly.
And I thought the officials did a good job in not calling it back there because Brooks wasn't trying to catch the ball.
Still making his case.
Now they'll have to sort out the penalty flags as there were more markers down after the interference call.
You know, Mike, there's at least 15 going against the Bills. Question is, will it be more?
There were a group of players going after each other.
Multiple fouls. Personal foul, 33 Buffalo, 41 San Francisco. Those penalties offset. Fair catch, interference, 81 of the kicking team. 15 yards, that penalty is enforced. First down.
Actually, it wasn't Justin Armour, number 81. It was Damon Thomas, number 82. Now, this is the punt before when San Francisco did it. You see Bill Brooks back there to try and receive it. He was run into by Adam Walker. It was a no call. Steve Tasker was livid. Now, here comes Damon Thomas. He just runs over Dexter Carter. But the difference is that the ball was 10 yards over Bill Brooks's head.
Exactly.
Dexter Carter was trying to make a play. Trying to get even is stupid because it's just not going to work for you. And Tasker's still upset.
Way to go!
Why do you think that?
Now they're yelling at the guys holding the chain.
Young under pressure from behind. A screen to Lavelle. Down to the 33-yard line where Sam Rogers made the tackle. Steve Young did everything he could to set that one up with Bryce Pop breathing down his neck. And Rodgers, a nice job of chasing the play down from behind. A minute and a half to go, third quarter. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, Mark Malone. We're with you in San Francisco. The big play, a 96-yard fumble return when it appeared Buffalo was going in to take the lead. Lavelle on the sweep. Can't get to the marker, and Sam Rodgers again with a heck of a play. Fought off a block and made a one-hand tackle.
The number 2 pick in 1994 out of Colorado. A terrific job of playing off the block and one-handed. Brings Lavelle down. You'll see him out of the right part of your screen. Slide out, plays off the block, and one-handed brings him down.
3rd and a yard for the 49ers. Lavelle in the flat makes the catch, has the first down. What an invaluable player he has been tonight, especially as a pass receiver.
He showed, had 59 catches coming into tonight. The amazing thing is, when William Floyd got hurt as the back in this offense, he had 47 after 6 games. But there's his performance tonight. 14 rushes, 9 receptions.
And 79 yards.
You know, right here, you just got to be leery of Jerry Rice.
Lavelle again, he has been the workhorse inside the 25. At the end of the third quarter, San Francisco on top, 17-10. Great field position in the third quarter. Now they trail by 7, and it looks like the 49er offense has made some adjustments.
The 49er offense has finally decided they're not going to let Steve Young just sit in the pocket. They're going to throw some screens up to try and slow down the rush. They're going to move him out. When they want to run the football, they spread out the wide receivers and go up inside, trying to create little seams. They figure if Pop wants to rush, fine. If Smith wants to rush, fine. Seifert's offense is just going to go up inside him.
2nd and 7. Young with good protection goes to J.J. Stokes, the rookie at the 22. Cornelius Bennett made the tackle. Stokes is another one of those guys who is so dangerous after the catch.
Still has a long way to go in this offense, though.
Through 3 quarters, yards after the catch, 110 to 15.
Remember, they had darn near 80 in that first half, so, I mean, Buffalo's done a good job in the yak category.
Named after my partner, 3rd and 5. Young with a pump fake. Throws on the run, late over the middle, incomplete, intended for Stokes at the 9. But Monty Brown was closing fast. Sam Rodgers was back there, too.
And the Tide is closing fast as well.
Yes.
You can see how the field continues to get more and more moist. Even with the slight drizzle, it doesn't affect the field as much as the moisture coming up from the ground.
Because this is below sea level to begin with. Wilkins missed from 46, hit from 20. This will be a 40-yard attempt. Out of the hold of Elvis Grbac. Plenty of distance. The San Francisco 49ers extend their lead. We'll be back in a moment.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by McDonald's. Have you had your break today? By Fortis, a leader in group long-term disability insurance and other employee benefits. And by Motel 6. For a clean, comfortable room at the lowest prices of any national chain, stay at Motel 6.
14-11 to go in the game. The 49ers now lead by 10 and prepare to kick off.
You know, Mike, next week, after next week's ball game, we have the Pro Bowl ballot coming up, too. And one thing that won't get a ballot is the grass out here. See how moist it is? A little bit on the top, a little bit on the bottom. You know what that equals? Slipping and sliding.
They have been doing that. Lucas. Holmes at the 11. Excellent coverage. Dunked at the 22. Prime Monday tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Mike Tirico and company preview the battle between the Bears and the Lions. We'll have all the news from around the league and go backstage with Detroit Lion wide receiver Herman Moore. All that and much, much more tomorrow night, Prime Monday. Joe, you mentioned the Pro Bowl. How would you like to pick from the NFC receivers this year?
Man, they should be able to send at least 5 because they're all great. There's a bunch of them. Herman Moore, of course, Michael Irvin, Jerry Rice. And where do you start there?
Bills now in a hole from their own 22. Kelly wants to screen. Derek Holmes never turned around.
Jim Kelly wanted to screen. Derek Holmes didn't even know he had it.
Dennis Brown was in the middle of the screen, and Dana Stubblefield was applying the pressure. Thurman Thomas with cramps. Apparently, they haven't been able to free up his legs.
The right part of your screen, Derek Holmes will just slide up. He thinks he's helping out on defense. He turned around, but 2 seconds too late.
Draw to Holmes. Wrapped up in the backfield. Never had a chance. Junior Bryant swallowed him up.
I tell you, the best thing Derek Holmes can do is just walk on back to the huddle.
In the fourth quarter, the 49ers give up nothing. And unfortunately for the Buffalo Bills, they are at the reverse end of the spectrum. They are last in scoring fourth quarter points in the NFL, and they need at least 10. Sore shoulder and all. This is the situation Jim Kelly didn't want. 3rd and long. 3-man rush. Right down the seam, complete to Lonnie Johnson. Beautiful throw by Kelly.
What a terrific job he did. And a nice job by Lonnie Johnson. We saw him before have one bounce off his hands on a very similar type of a pass. This one is perfect. He's going to go down the seam on the right side. Release is free off the line. The 49ers rush 3. They drop 8 in coverage. Except for that seam right there, they had everything covered.
The longest gain of the year for Lonnie Johnson, 52 yards. Holmes back to the ground, nothing. Junior Bryant again, got him by the ankles. He just can't run against the 49ers. They're giving up 64 yards a game on the ground.
And whenever it looks desperate for the Buffalo Bills, Jim Kelly has managed to come up with the play to bail them out.
He's been doing it for 10 years. 2nd and 9. Kelly hangs in the pocket again, throws complete. Another first down, this time to Bill Brooks.
You'd almost think that San Francisco has this master plan. We're really good inside the red area. Let's let them get down here, and then we'll make a play. I don't think that's the first thing on George Seifert's mind, but it's worked out that way for him.
You look at George Seifert's record, 92 and 28. It looks like a misprint. Nobody could be that good. First and 10. Kelly throws short, and Copeland can't make the shoestring catch. Plummer was right there on defense.
Look at that. Gary Plummer's eating grass. Boy, is that not a linebacker? Look how good they are inside the 20. 26% touchdown. Average is 50 almost in the league.
2nd and 10 for Kelly. Wants to reverse to Armour. Good pursuit by the 49ers, and what a shot from Merton Hanks. Hello. Merton Hanks is only 185 pounds.
And this is the one thing that happens when you've got a great front seven. He can force from anywhere, from sideline to sideline. You hear that smack? That was Merton Hanks hitting Justin Armour.
And Alfred Williams, the ex-Bengal, is down. Tremendous depth on the defensive line for San Francisco.
They've had great depth perform for them all year.
check on Williams when we come back. 11:14 to go in the game. Here's the Bills driving 3rd and 8. What do you like as a call here?
I think, well, first of all, with Thurman Thomas out, you can almost eliminate the fact that Jim Kelly's going to go to a back. He likes familiarity. I don't think he's real comfortable with Derek Holmes. I think he's going to work in the middle of the field. He'll probably either try and get the ball to Lonnie Johnson, number 84, or whoever lines up in the slot to the 2 receiver side, and that will, well, Billy Brooks is over on that side now. Don't be surprised if he doesn't try and get something to Steve Tasker. Kelly, the resilient one. No pressure. Yeah, I did, 3rd and 8. I just don't agree with the way the 49ers are doing it. The Bills can't scare you deep. Go after them. They've made big play after big play going after Jim Kelly. When Jim Kelly has had time to throw the football, he's made plays happen.
Winning teams and winning players all seem to share a common thread, the ability to believe when others doubt.
The worst thing you can say about the Buffalo Bills team, count us out. Go ahead, just try to count us out, and we'll jump right back up and bite you.
I think the true test of a champion is how do you bounce back? If a guy's in the ring in a championship fight and he gets knocked down, what happens after he gets up and can he fight to the finish? And I think that that's what we're first faced with right now.
And both teams have shown that ability. Ken Norton and his teammates went through that terrible stretch. People wrote them off. Now they're back in spades, and the Buffalo Bills written off after last year.
Well, I think, and sometimes you can break it down to units in a game. I think San Francisco's unit has got to bounce back on offense.
A 77-yard drive to get it within 3. Next is Carter. Has the seam and gets that to the 40-yard line. Excellent field position to start for San Francisco. And still plenty of time to go in this game, 10:42. Kelly and Norton, of course, players like that with their attitudes, why these two teams among the top 3, best records in the 90s, Dallas included. And they don't show any signs of slowing down either. Young has had better protection in the second half. There's Bruce Smith jumping up to knock it down, which was the key to what he wanted to do tonight. If you can't get penetration, get the hands up.
He just gets upfield enough on Kirk Strafford, comes up the field, he sees, has great vision, sees Young, and then just jumps up and makes the play, just swatting it away. See, Strafford's got to get to Smith's feet. He's got to get him to get his hands down.
Throws complete. That's a first down. Marlon Kerner makes the tackle on J.J. Stokes.
He does an exceptional job for a guy as big as he is at 6'4", and keeps his feet underneath him when he comes out of route. He's going to be out to the right. Comes out of his route. You see the Bills slipping and sliding, and J.J., for a big guy, keeps his feet under him, has a good center of gravity when he makes his cuts.
Gain of 17. The rap on him coming out of college, his lack of speed. The identical rap laid on Jerry Rice when he came out of college.
900-plus catches ago.
Young with time. There's Stokes. Excellent after the catch. J.J. Stokes to the 22. Stokes admitted he had to pick it up in practice. Never been a good practice player.
Well, he's going to have to be, and he has. That's the reason why he's playing now. Watch the lane that Steve Young has to throw through. Little play action fake.
Lavelle. Nice job of following Strafford. And back on that last play, you can see from that replay, Brent Jones was running his heart out on that pattern. We saw a game 3 nights ago in Phoenix where guys were taking plays off if they didn't think they were the primary receiver. These guys don't do that.
No, they don't. They all understand that their job on a specific play is as important as the guy that's supposed to get the ball. Matter of fact, I think in most instances, it's more important so that the guys can make plays.
2nd and 7. Young with all day to throw. Got Walker wide open. Adam Walker to the 9. Ball came loose, but he was out of bounds. Thomas Smith made the tackle.
The Bills did a good job of dropping 8 and protecting the end zone, but the pass rush just didn't get there with 3. Now you got 5 blocking 3. Young surveys the field, knows where everyone is, dumps it off.
Every time tonight either team has come with a sparse pass rush, they've been hurt every single time.
These quarterbacks are too good to give them time.
Chris Thomas checks in as an extra wide receiver. Dexter Carter is in there as a slot man. And Young is going to call a timeout. Play clock was at 3. He didn't like what he saw. 8:01 to go in the ballgame. San Francisco by 3. Leading the Bills by 3, and the MetLife blimp Snoopy 2 under the command tonight of Captain Tony Stevenson and Lee Bradbury. The blimp typically cruises at 35 miles an hour, an altitude of 1,000 feet, and Snoopy 2 getting his ears wet tonight in the rain in San Francisco. Lavelle, touchdown!
Got one All-Pro on another All-Pro up the middle to make it happen. Jesse Sapolo, number 61, on Bruce Smith. Locks up on him. Just ties him up enough so that he can't get a hand on Derek Lavelle as he trots on into the end zone. 17
carries, 70 yards for Lavelle, and his 8th rushing touchdown of the season. He's caught 9 balls for another 79. Big night for him.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. The Bills down by 10, but it's not from a lack of effort from that man, Bruce Smith. He's beat everybody about every way. Early against Apollo, beats him inside, puts a lick on Steve Young, and he gets a coverage stack right here. Never quits on Stratford, comes inside and puts a leather on Young again, and then against the tight end, Ted Bobson, no chance inside, knocks him out. Mike?
He is a marvel. There was a time in his career where Bruce Smith was not in shape. And then he became very dedicated to working out. And ever since then, I think offensive tackles would like him to go back to what he was when he first came out.
Most of them can see that he's the quickest and best. Great hands, great quickness.
Tyndale and Holmes are deep. The Bills offense will have to go back to work again. Holmes from the 5. And knocked down at the 21. Let's go back to Mark.
Thanks, Mike. As we look at the numbers here on Bruce Smith, we said in the West Coast offense he wouldn't get double-teamed much, and he hasn't. That's why he has 3 sacks, 6 quarterback hits, 2 quarterback pressures, and the batted ball. He's been in Steve Young's face all night long, and he's just put in a superb performance. It's tough to be down by 10 after a game like he's had tonight. Mike?
Oh, Mark, you're absolutely right. He can only go one way, though. It's up to Jim Kelly and company at this point. 7:47 left. Kelly only 14 of 31. Under pressure, throws that away. Intentional grounding will be the call.
Remember, if he is in what's considered the pocket and he throws it away, it is intentional grounding. If he gets outside the pocket, which is the tackles, then he can throw it away, but it has to cross the line of scrimmage.
Going backwards, the pocket extends to infinity.
And even further.
Intentional grounding, number 12, offense. Penalty. The ball is spotted at the spot of the pass. Lost it down, 2nd down.
Jim Kelly, here's the pocket. It goes back here, ran right off the old screen for you. It's now sitting on your couch. Right up the middle. John Fina just misses him. Kelly throws it away. 2nd down and 2 acres.
Four-man rush. Kelly with good protection, rifles it out to the 15. But not back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 3rd and about 14 yards to go. Lee Woodall out there to make the tackle on Brooks. Brooks has just had a sensational year. He has been the savior of this team. They'd like to do something for him, Joe, but they don't have much to do it with.
Well, Mike, they actually do. They're $57 under the cap. And I told him last night he's got a real good chance of getting that as his bonus.
3rd and long. Kelly just can't find anybody. Now he does, and it's Tasker. He took a shot from Marquez Pope, but it's a gain of 18 and a first down.
Second down and almost 30. And Steve Tasker comes up with another play. There's the clock. This is how much time he has. Again, I just don't agree with this philosophy of allowing Jim Kelly to stand in a pocket for almost 6 seconds and wait for people to run free.
Come with 4 men this time. Alfred Williams was putting on the pressure, and it's incomplete. And we said before, every time they've come with a 3-man rush on either side, they've been burned.
And that time, Marquez Pope came off the corner and put more pressure on him. But if Jim Kelly's going to hold on to the ball, he's going to have to pay a price. I don't think there's anybody tougher in football.
No.
I mean, he just is getting worn. See his jersey, how it's getting all dirty and beat up. And you always worry about it because the backside's dirty.
Kelly tries to hit Armour at midfield, but it's behind him.
Alfred Williams laying on top of him. Now, if San Francisco goes to a 3-man rush and drops 8 again, I would be very surprised. They've had success putting pressure on Jim Kelly.
3rd and 10, 6:26 to go in the game. Draw play. Holmes has the first down. Tough run by Derek Holmes, and what a call on 3rd and 10.
Terrific job by the offensive line. You see the whole, look at the distance here. They're going to let these guys come upfield. Holmes is just going to take it up inside. Let him come upfield. Oh, you saw Bryant Young just fly up the field.
Kelly right back to work, goes to Lonnie Johnson. Now that time, to be fair about it, they brought 5 guys and were burned by the draw.
Yeah, but that happens. And when you had 3rd down and 18 before, I'm still a big believer in that. That's just my personal feelings as an offensive player talking defense.
Can't disagree with you. It seems to work. 2nd and 6. Kelly airs one out. Intercepted at the 10. Picked off by Davis, his 2nd of the night. And that ball was underthrown.
Let me tell you, Jim Kelly can't throw the ball down the field that far anymore, or especially tonight with his sore arm. And the receivers can't get enough of a jump on the defensive backs so that there's a chance to make a play. Eric Davis just running down the field. I mean, Russell Copeland is the fastest of the receivers, but he never gets by Davis. Davis does a good job of making a play on the ball.
Superb secondary. Davis 3 interceptions, 2 of them tonight. And now the 49ers will try to salt it away, leading 27-17. Number 1 in the NFL in interceptions. And Deion Sanders isn't here anymore. Lavelle up to the 11-yard line.
How about the Washington Redskins today? First time since 1984 sweeping the Dallas Cowboys, who really, I mean, have a great football team. That was truly an upset today. Truly an upset, and congratulations to Norv Turner and his troops going into Dallas.
And the way things look right now, it will get San Francisco to within 1 game of home field advantage. And they'll have to hope somebody else can do it to them.
Cowboys do not want to come here and play.
Young back to the goal line. This is Rice, only his 4th catch of the night. Forced out of bounds by Henry Jones up near the 13. Done a wonderful job blanketing Jerry Rice tonight.
And that's part of the reason why I think San Francisco's offense has been stymied. There have been 3 or 4 plays through the night where Wade Phillips has not allowed Jerry Rice to get the football. His defense has played disciplined, and they've just taken Rice away, and consequently San Francisco's offense has struggled.
3rd and 8. This may be the only team he has not had success against. Tonight, 4 for 25. Before, 6 catches in 2 games. Lavelle in the flat, shakes the tackle, trying to get the first down. He'll be stopped short. So the Bills will get it back on the punt. And Steve Young Is he upset or hurt? Maybe both.
Well, he's upset for sure. I mean, he makes the right throw, and certainly Derek Lavelle does everything he can to try and get the yards necessary.
Steve Young may just be frustrated that he hasn't been able to go downfield at all.
You're absolutely right, Mike. It also could mean that one of the receivers didn't get exactly where they were supposed to be.
And if you go back a couple of years, Steve Young wouldn't yell at anybody. But his famous outburst on the sideline may have been what helped make him a leader here in San Francisco.
And Buffalo has called a timeout here.
Stop the clock with 4:26 to go. They'll need 2 scores.
He's upset with himself, I believe, and he's also very frustrated.
Does not have a touchdown pass.
Looks like a panther. You know how they just pace in a cage?
People in Carolina wish he were a panther. All except for Kerry Collins. Tasker is back. Driving punt. Tasker with a late fair catch signal. 46-yard punt. Our Visa storyline from the park formerly known as Candlestick. Jim Kelly, 205 yards, 3 interceptions on the night. Steve Young has a pick. He has thrown for 234. Buffalo's 4 turnovers have been the difference in the game, especially the fumble at the goal line. Returned 96 yards for a score. Thurman Thomas went out early in the ball game with leg cramp and has not returned.
I think it limits what Jim Kelly can do in the passing game to his back. They have to keep Derek Holmes in basically to block.
He was limited before that. 4-man rush. Kelly steps up, throws to Tasker. Takes some punishment over the middle to the 43. Sports Center, of course, following our broadcast. Shame on you if you haven't been watching up to this point. Clock running under 4 minutes now. Kelly facing a 2nd and 1. Can't use up all the time getting 1 score. He needs 2. Holmes. First down to midfield, and the 49ers will let them run that play as many times as they'd like.
Well, not as many, Mike, because if they can get a field goal out of this drive and keep it above 2 minutes, they can utilize their timeouts. They have 2 left, and they might get the shot of having the ball back.
Here comes the blitz. Kelly hangs in the pocket, but then throws behind Lonnie Johnson, who was covered well by Woodall. Eric Davis was coming from the corner.
Without exception tonight, anytime a free runner, and I mean someone unblocked, has had a shot at Jim Kelly, it has caused him to throw a bad pass. Without exception this evening.
You understand that feeling, don't you?
Many times I've understood that feeling.
2nd and 10. Kelly had that one slip out of his hand, but his arm was coming forward, so it's an incomplete pass. If that hit an offensive lineman, that may be what the flag is for. An ineligible receiver.
Hit an ineligible receiver. It's a loss of down penalty. 3rd down.
You've got Jim Kelly, the veteran, and Lonnie Johnson, the 2nd-year tight end. He wants to try and go to Johnson, but you see Johnson already has his back turned, and Lee Woodall would have been right there to make the interception. So Jim just tried to pull the string, and the ball fell out of his hand.
3rd and 10. Obviously, 2-down territory for Buffalo. Here comes the blitz. Kelly lost the ball, taken by Woodall.
Again, they bring the free runner. This time, Lee Woodall knocks the ball out of Jim Kelly's hand. It bounces on the ground and bounces right up to him. Lee Woodall with his 2nd big play of the night. The right part of your screen, Lee Woodall is going to come in and put pressure on Jim Kelly. He swats it out. Oh, no, it never hit the ground. He
picked his pocket.
Nice play by John Fina, being alert to make the tackle.
Lee Woodall with a 96-yard fumble return and just stole Jim Kelly's wallet on that one.
And you can bet the 49ers are going to try and get 7 out of this. Points are important when you get down to tiebreakers and everything else.
5 turnovers for the Bills. Lavelle to the 39.
Joe, I think that may be one of the most difficult things for coaches to think about on the sideline. They're trying to solve away the game. They want to make sure they're going to win this game. Doesn't there need to be somebody else there to say, hey, you want to try to score? We got points?
The 49ers don't have that mentality, Mike. I would think maybe you can talk about other teams in the league, but the 49ers, when their offense is on the field, unless you're down to the last 2 seconds, they're trying to score.
Coming up next, Sports Center. Carl Ravitch, Keith Olbermann will catch you up on the day in sports. The Cowboys upset against the Redskins. The Dolphins win in the last few seconds. Our conversation tonight with Steve Young. That's all followed by Primetime. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, Bill Pito with the complete wrap-up of today's action in the NFL. And there were some beauties today.
See the front of Jim Kelly's jersey? Now there's the back.
Not a good sign.
Where has he spent most of his day? Remember we did the Miami-San Diego game, Michael, our first one of the year. Dan Marino never hit the ground, and his jersey was completely white. That's not the case for Jim tonight. 18 of 40, 3 INTs.
He's a guy who will take, that says it all, doesn't it? Yep. He's a guy who will take all the punishment with a sore shoulder that he hasn't been able to practice with in 3 weeks. Lee Woodall, he'll remember this night for a long, long time. Young to throw in the flat to right. Kerner takes him out of bounds. You know, Marlon Kerner said he was facing a huge challenge. He knew it. Rookie against the legend. He's done a heck of a job tonight.
You know what he said that really impressed me? He said, look, I got nothing to lose. I mean, he's going against the greatest receiver of all time, so whatever he does is an upside. Press coverage, doesn't really get a hand on Jerry. Not too many people do. And he's out into the flat and turns it up.
Rice has only caught 5 passes for 32 yards. The longest was 12. And if you can hold Jerry Rice to 32 yards, you've turned in a heck of a night's work. 3rd and a yard, Steve Young, quarterback keeper. He has the first down. Flags are down. Somebody may have moved early.
Reset the game clock at 3:01. Prior to the snap, false start, 76 offense. 5 yards, repeat 3rd down.
Kirk Strafford again on the left side. Jerry Rice's passing chart. Look at that. Oh, excuse me, receiving chart. He hasn't thrown one yet. Only 1 down the field to try and get it. Everything under 15 yards. I mean, the Bills have really done a terrific job. And you take away a couple of big plays by San Francisco's defense, and you've got yourself basically an even game.
It's got to be distressing to hold Jerry Rice to 32 yards, and you're on the short end of a 27-17 score.
Okay, Wade Phillips' defense has done a terrific job.
And they had a wonderful scheme coming in. 3rd and 6, Lavelle on the draw. Drives toward the 30, may have the first down. Derek Holmes had a chance to give the Bills a 17-10 lead. Tried to dive from the 1-yard line and was blasted. You can hardly blame somebody for fumbling after getting a face full of helmet like that.
Well, you just don't anticipate the hit. I mean, most of the time on the field, you can sense when a hit is going to happen. Your body instinctively protects it. He was just getting ready to go up and leap, and Gary Plummer, the guy right in the middle with the hat, right there. See that nose of his? The nose is what got him. You saw him earlier with an ice bag on his head. I can understand why. There it is.
He was a heat-seeking missile on that one.
That breather really helped him smack Holmes.
And Lee Woodall was right there. Thurman Thomas has been a spectator in the second half.
And that hurt Jim Kelly because he really didn't have somebody out of the backfield to be a receiver.
Well, he's already missing Andre Reed, which has been his biggest target for his career, virtually. And we've got a timeout, Buffalo. They stop it with 2:40 to go. And Steve Young will come to the sideline. Go back and take a look one more time. In case you weren't with us, watch Plummer come from the right side of the screen and just crush Derek Holmes.
Number 50 hits number 44. The ball's on the ground, and number 54, Lee Woodall, is gone.
And Woodall can run. A strong safety in college, 220 pounds. And Carwell Gardner is not going to catch him from behind. That was the turning point. Instead of 17-10 Buffalo, it was 17-10 San Francisco.
One of the residuals of Deion Sanders not becoming a San Francisco 49er, it allowed the 49ers to pay Lee Woodall $1 million in a bonus and give him a new contract. So Deion did very well going to Dallas, and Lee Woodall should thank him for going to Dallas.
Absolutely. 49ers as a team have scored 7 defensive touchdowns this year. Team record. Lavelle, his job is to hang on to the football right now as he gets about 3. And Steve Tasker getting the ice bag on the back of his neck. What a valuable player as a punt returner, wide receiver, and especially his kick coverage ability.
A little different night for him. As a kick cover guy and as a great special teams player that he's always been the one delivering blows. As a receiver tonight, we've seen him take some punishing shots. And really, that's part of the reason why they wouldn't play him at wide receiver, I think, because of his value as a guy going down and covering hits.
The Bills will have a long flight home to Buffalo, a chance to regroup. They'll be 8-5, but still on top of the AFC East. We've reached the 2-minute warning.
AFC will complete a few weeks run in which the NFC's best to beat the AFC's best. Emmett, a 100-yard game. The Cowboys over the Raiders, 34-21 in Week 12. In Week 12, Elvis Grbac and the Niners clobbered the Dolphins, 44-20. Then on Thanksgiving last week, if you will, Michael Irvin, 121 yards, Cowboys over the Chiefs. And it looks like the Niners over the Bills. What does that portend, guys, for the Super Bowl?
It portends the NFC Championship being the Super Bowl again, Chris, I think, and why so many long-suffering AFC fans were hoping that the Bills could come through tonight to give somebody some hope.
Well, they're just out of weapons. I mean, you know, you can't go up against the world champions and not have your best players on the field. Tonight they lost Thurman Thomas. Andre Reed hasn't been there. And I agree with that. They never say die.
They have really hung tough and still in the driver's seat in their division.
I still think, you know, the Pittsburgh Steelers are certainly a team that hasn't been tested yet this year. I think the San Diego Chargers played well against the Cowboys. Didn't have Stan Humphries in that game. You don't know yet. And those two guys played great. You're right.
3rd and 7. Draw to Lavelle. Down to the 24. The Bills cannot stop the clock. Out of timeouts. Bryce Popp has made a tremendous difference.
This is where I don't like the 40-second clock. I wish the league would sit down with their competition committee and do something when you get inside 5 minutes. You shouldn't be able to run 40 seconds off the clock, because when you hit the 3-minute mark now, games are over. I mean, the excitement of football is gone because of this rule change. I don't agree with it.
4th and 3, they're out to go for it, just working on the clock. Taking the play clock down as far as he can. Lavelle dives what would be near a first down at the 20-yard line, but it's academic.
If he doesn't make it, the clock will stop, because it does on 4th downs with the exchange of possession.
And it looks like it's short, and the Bills would get it back for a final few fleeting seconds at least. And here comes the Buffalo offense back on the field. Bruce Smith, as always, just played his heart out.
Well, the entire Buffalo defense did, Mike. I think Bryce Popp did a terrific job. Marlowe, Perry, Cornelius Bennett. I mean, one guy we don't talk about that I think is really anchored that 3-4 is Ted Washington, their nose man.
Todd Collins will come in for the final series. Washington, the former 49er, has done a great job for Buffalo, giving him size up front.
This is where you want the young, strong arm to try and throw it down the field a little farther.
Collins under pressure, and he is sacked back at the 18-yard line. The sack by Tim Harris. Hasn't gotten to use those guns very often.
Not much, but I mean, that's his third. He just, you know, he creeps along, gets his numbers. And this is really where a defensive lineman can build his numbers late in the game. And when you play with the world champions, it helps out.
Collins to Holmes. To the 24-yard line. And that'll do it. Our final score, the 49ers 27, the Bills 17. Coming up next, Sports Center, Carl Ravitch and Keith Olbermann. The top stories they'll be following: the Dallas upset, the last-second win for Miami, and our Sunday night conversation with Steve Young. For Joe Theismann, Mark Malone, and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good night from San Francisco. Sports Center is next, right after this.